Where should we start?
See, I don't know. There's so many cool things about this matchup, right? I think the biggest thing has to be the patch. I can't wait to see how these teams incorporate the Brimstone into the game. And I think Ender did a really good job of laying down the possibility of maybe people moving too fast for Leaf's fault line to even work. Like, we can't even talk about the fact that Leaf's on Breach. You know, there's so many crazy things going on. The fact that, you know, the guard is literally running the Ascend comp, the best team on Bind. They probably are going to mimic their style here in this matchup. But no time to talk, Dan. We're going straight up short A with the Stimmy.
Oh yeah, just going very quickly. And there's the fault line to slow things down. And I don't know if side player meant to go into the teleport. So that might slow things down here. And you can see there's the initial response, the initial draw of utility from Cloud9 on that defense. And now the guard looking to reset things.
Ooh, this is so tricky from the guard because they baited the rotate out of Cloud9. And now Cloud9 doesn't have any information on this B site. Super passive on B. So you could see Vanity pushing into showers with the boom bot, trying to get some info, but he's about to get met, Dan.
Oh, it's a trap, and Vanity's going to get caught out there in the open. No escape at all. What a setup there from the guard, looking for the info play, and they punish it in the 5 versus 4 now, and they actually have a lurk inside player up long at the same time. So again, they're not fully committed here. They have 40 seconds to play with. They can still go back, but they are a lot of players in shower here, and they're looking like they want to contest this.
It's the wall plant strat, Dan. This is the Ascend strat, but look, Cloud9's aware. They're getting ahead of it.
They're going to meet the push here. They're going forward. They're not sure about it, but now they've seen all the players. Very controlled shots there, but the guard coming out on top in these fights. It's still a very difficult battle here for both sides, and it's going to be the guard picking it up despite, I think, a lot playing against them.
Oh, man, and who better than Trent to come in and just clean it all up with the broom known as the Frenzy. That was sick. This guy has just really catapulted onto the scene, right? He is the best support player we have in North America right now. That's insane for me to say out loud. This guy, I didn't even know who he was 4 months ago. And now I think he's the best support player we have. That's who Trent is.
Well, moving into the next round, it's the full Spectre buy for the guard, picking up that first round. We've got a full save from Cloud9, and the guard going very hard into this B-long pressure as well. But they are looking for the flanks. They're looking for any possible plays down shorts. So they've got this big push, a lot of threat that could draw rotations, but now they're sort of pausing. They're seeing what is the reaction from Cloud9, and Cloud9 themselves also pausing to see what the intentions are.
You can see both the sky smokes go down, Dan. They're just going to prod out right now. Molly back sight, probably flash for close. No flash, just dry swing, and that catches Zeta off guard, and the site is theirs now.
What a timing, actually. I don't think the Cloud9 expected that at all. They don't have too much to battle against it with regardless. But I do feel like that kind of felt like an off timing there. I think Cloud9 didn't expect... I think they expected like a short amount of time for the utility to get respected, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, Cloud9 was trying to do, you know, the whole Brimstone bleed out the clock strat. Drop 3 of those smokes, 20 seconds apiece, and then the other team is forced to just come into a stacked site late round. The guard wasn't having any of that. They went dry through the Brim smoke, man. No flash, nothing. That's such a cool play in a matchup like this. I mean, in lower elos, that wouldn't work. But when the best play the best, those weird off plays are fantastic.
And we have the guard opening up with a D4 here. They're on the Spectres. They're against 4 rifles now for Cloud9. And you can see there's some efforts to get control of this Showers Orb, which is contested. You can see the fault line from Cloud9 from Leaf. And they'll also use those raised paint shells to get control. But will the guard try to retake this? Alan actually has the spike as well, so you have to be cautious there. You can kind of give the game away a little bit if they see the spike and possibly get the kill.
This is a really good early opening for the guard on this bonus round, Dan. They've pushed back B quite a bit. They've pushed back A now. They're trying to get Cloud9 to use any utility, trying to figure out where they are, and they've figured out Cloud9's running a shower setup. So this is now going to be a heavy short A play.
Oh, the delay though, the snake fight, that's really annoying there. That will slow down the timings a little bit. Smokes come down to allow a plump, but of course you can't shoot through those, so the wall will come up to try to give some extra added protection for the spike plant. There it goes, but the aftershock is going to deny that. The fault line comes through. That's further delay. That's enough delay now that Cloud9 have a full rotation from that B site, more or less. And Trent, the best support player in the business, able to win that battle in showers. Here's an edge now. They can attack through the showers position. That's going to destabilize this retake a little bit.
Oh, the kills are all going the guard's way, Dan. They managed to get the frags, and now the plant will go down. There's nothing Zeta can do.
It's just crazy. I mean, they really forced a lot of these close range engagements. They're working on these specters, and that, of course, is also a big plus for those brim smokes. You know, they last so long. They're really wide. They reduce the amount that you can see. They reduce those long range fights, so you can kind of play the ranges you want to with the specters. And honestly, again, I feel like Trent's one-on-one in showers there, Sean. For me, that was a key turning point in favor of the guard.
Yeah, he absolutely cracked. I think that was Zeppa. He two-spectered him in the head or something. He just destroyed him. I mean, Trent has come up so big for this team throughout this entire stage, throughout their entire, existence as a team. This guy has put up some serious numbers and got very, very impactful frags. But this is more about how the guard was able to slow down this round. Spread out it. So insane. Actually insane. Actually insane. He's so good. The guard is so good, though, at spreading out the map and not overextending when things get rough. We saw how hard it was for them to get the spike down. They didn't panic and force it down. They took their time. They let Trent work shower. They let the round come to them, and they ended up winning all the fights because of that. This is how the guard plays. They're so poised for a young team.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And it's not the best situation. 3 stingers, actually, for Cloud9. I don't think that's too common of a sight, I have to say.
No, I don't think we got any patch notes on the stinger either, Dan. So
that's a good point, yeah.
Oh, Mitch trying to get sneaky here. Goes up behind the wall, and he makes it past the boot. What a play by the Brimmy. And then the double swing shower, but Trent.
That seems unfair, actually. Well, Trent is just pretty damn amazing. Zeta beats him out with the ghost, but 3 versus 1 at this point. Rez comes in for the eco. Now, what do you feel? How do you feel about that Rez, Sean?
I think it's kind of interesting. It definitely sends a sign early in this game right now. The guard is going to be able to buy for a long time, Dan. They won pistol, the eco kind of cleanly. They won the bonus pretty cleanly. And then they just rezzed on that round to keep their econ high. Look at the money on their team. Cloud9 is going to have to string together a serious amount of rounds to break this economy down. I don't know if I've ever even seen a team start this well against Cloud9.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And we're going to have a difference in the default approach here. Heavy B long pressure.
Yeah, there's only one player B, Dan. It's Vanity, and he's going to get swarmed by these guard players. They're going to take hookah control real quick.
Yeah, Cloud9, because of the stack tools, they pushed the showers. They know they have to get that info when they stack, and they get it. They get a great pick onto net. They can pretty understand it's a lurk, but as you said, it's a fast movement towards B. However, Vanity is still in position, and the site has yet to be breached. So the guard, they're down 4 against 5. They have eerily good statistics in these scenarios to see if it pans out for them here, and the guard get great entries into the site. They make it look pretty clean. Now it's a 3v3 site control. Spike should go down, but Zeppa finding great damage and pressure from Hookah might delay things and buy time for his teammates even better. Gets the frag. Now there's openings. Out comes Lee from spawn, and it's just Jonah P left, and Cloud9. That's that beautiful response from them.
Whew. I think the orbital strike from Mitch that forced those players out of Hookah, it broke the timing for the guard. And even though they got those openings, you can tell they never could really get their footing back into the round. They were always reacting to the things that Cloud9 were doing. And Cloud9 were so proactive at never allowing the spike to go down. That was such a cool retake by them.
And it's definitely really needed. Like you said, the momentum is really strong for the guard. They got lots of money, of course, so full buy for them. Vanity on the judge. Definitely a big fan of the judge.
The immediate sky smoke shower, sky smoke short A. Dan, arrow through the shower smoke. They're looking for a cheeky opening. That's not going to happen. And the guard is just waiting these smokes out. Mitch will only have 1 left. We're going to have a minute left in this round. What are these A players going to do?
Trailblazer coming through for that info.
That's the last smoke, Dan. And the guard is so aware of this. I think they're just going to wait out this shower smoke. Trent is going to show some presence. Ooh, the guiding light doesn't catch anyone, and Cloud9 knows that. They know that the guard knows that there's no one behind that shower smoke. So now it kind of forces them to stay there. It baits them to keep 4 people in this A site. And the guard is all over B.
I love the mind games. The drone does come through to try to spot something. It's not going to find too much, but now they have a sense of it. And Vanity drops the Viper's Pit. That's a great possible counter, but Vanity has to survive, and he goes down immediately. Orbital strike backside for that backside control. Guaranteed there for the guard now. 5 versus 3 in favor for them as they get the spike planted. And it's a desperation TP for Mitch, and he can't catch anything. And that's just it. The round's over for Cloud9. The guards, they conceded a round, but then they break Cloud9 immediately afterwards.
Jeez. How do you feel about this game plan right now, Dan? I'm going to take a pause right now. This is very impressive, what we're seeing out of the guard. And it's not like the things that Cloud9 are doing are poor or that they're not playing tactical enough. It seems to me like the guard is completely buttoned up. They have plans for everything. Their default is fantastic at not allowing any aggression out of Cloud9. And their executes are S tier right now. They're so good.
I think you brought up a really good point about some of the mind games, to highlight some of the mind games that's going on, drawing out utility and then creating the expectation that you're going to exploit a weakness that exists, something that the other team realizes. So then they expect that because you're showing that that's what you're trying to do. So then you play against that expectation because they are actually preparing for that. So the mind games are quite layered in that sense. And it feels like the guard is a team that understands how to have the flexibility with the in-game calling, to have the protocols to switch as they read the game. It's actually pretty amazing to watch.
Oh, man. That's you couldn't have said it any better. And again, you know, they have the read. Look at this. The Viper utility at A. All 5 of these players are short A. Cloud9 only has 2 here this round. The only round they've only had 2 at this A site.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable, I have to say. And it's such an easy entry for them. The wall goes up yet again. Jonah P with a little boost on the pocket boxes. And this should surely get at least a kill here. So much to worry about. And I think dropping off at the position, playing the time. Cloud9 are getting closer.
Patience. Yeah, this is that patience from the guard. But the Rolling Thunder comes in.
They have to capitalize off of it, though, and they are getting the initial kills. Trent takes one down despite being concussed from the Rolling Thunder, and they hold their ground, the guard. Leaving just Vanity and Leave. A Stinger and a Frenzy, and no positions to work from. It's very difficult. Vanity is so far away. That's another round now for the guard. And again, the counter plays, I feel like it's not that Cloud9 aren't playing great. It's just that the guard are so, well, just everything.
Yeah, so for the viewers at home, in these very, very top-level games, you might wonder why teams don't always use their ults immediately when they get them. You know, why do they sometimes save them? Well, in a round like this for the guard, it was a save round. I'm going to just talk over Bandit here.
You almost regretted that shot.
I almost regretted that big time. Okay, but so sometimes people hold on to their ults because the economy of the other team isn't good enough to really threaten the round. And that's what the guard is doing on this round. They're trying to take these ults into the next buy round. So that way they're better suited to win the next round. But unfortunately, when Cloud9 uses that Rolling Thunder, they immediately respond with ults of their own. They slow the Rolling Thunder to make sure no one can push. They immediately drop the Viper's Pit. And that's something that requires an immense amount of experience to know to use it in that moment. But let's not talk about that here. We're going right into the B default, Dan. These guys are insane.
And it is a full buy for both teams. The only ult on the map is the showstopper for Cloud9. And the guard will likely realize there are certain things that they don't want to mess with. They're not messing with showers control right now. They need to bear that in mind, that there can be traps set up so that showstopper can get damage early on. Both teams playing it very slow.
Look at Jonah P baiting the run up out of long. So he threw the slow so no one could peek him. He fakes the run up and then goes back and jiggle peeks. This team is so good. They're just always trying to bait you into little traps. Look at this. They have a crossfire set up for this hookah push. 2 different angles. Vandy's going to go out and prod. He doesn't see anything.
The pace is so different.
Yeah. They wait for all those toxins to go down. The indicator with this new patch Shows it's yellow.
Oh, Trent just did a Trailblazer through showers as well, and a flash through showers. So they may be trying to suggest that the pressure on B could be a fake. It could be a fake towards A. Right now, Cloud9 can't really know. They've seen like pressure on both sides, but the guard, they're getting a rotation timing advantage. They go straight in. Sire player over all the util. Backside for Zeta there to try to stop this. Nice trade coming through from Valen, and they know now the site is clean. There it goes. That's the 5v4 for them. Oh, the paint shells. That's going to stop it. And it actually catches the aftershock, in fact, running into it. And there goes that showstopper straight in from spawn. And just like that, the flurry of kills out of Cloud9 on the retake. They saw the timing. It was a just milliseconds, but they hit it with perfection.
Perfection. That couldn't have been said any better. I mean, the guard did everything they needed to do. They walled for the res. They had the smoke spawn. But you can see they didn't have the answer for all of that utility coming back at them. The showstopper coming out. That was such a sick retake again from Cloud9. Both of their rounds now on these very quick B retakes.
And it's one of the things to mention as well that honestly, there's so much that the guard is doing that I want to talk about and explain, but there's just not the time to do it.
No time.
Back into another, default, which is much more of a B lean, and they're gonna take down Mitch, punishing the AWP pickup. That's crazy.
And look at the economy on Cloud9. They actually had 2 Spectres on this round. Mitch and Zeppa, or I'm sorry, actually Zeta and Zeppa both had them, but the showstopper coming into B. These guys have to leave the site. Cloud9 evacuates.
And they don't have their controller. The Brimstone is dead. There's no way to smoke anything off here. Do Cloud9 decide to full commit to this? Because the guard, they took the timing because they knew that they could get, for relatively little cost of the showstopper, the entire site control and post-plant positions in their favor.
Look at this tricky backside setup. Trent makes first contact. The swing will come from Saya player. How did these guys get out spawned?
They just can't get out. There's nothing to block vision. It's just desperate. It's so desperate. There's nothing that they can do. And they're going to go for it. And that's the Prime Gaming Flawless in the hands of the guard.
Jeez Louise. Cloud9. They have no answers for any of the things right now being brought to them by the guard. These B takes are just drilled to perfection. And even though Cloud9 has these planned retakes, I mean, there you could see Leaf was in spawn. He was ready to flash out of spawn. They were going to do that quick B retake again. But Saya player said no. He threw a paint shell deep into spawn. He shot his showstopper deep into spawn. And it broke up that quick retake. And now we have the fast shower control. So many looks. Tap the orb. These 2 A players are in big trouble, Dan.
Yeah, C9 have a fast flank coming through through market. Net is watching for that. We'll see if he's able to do much damage there as the push tries to make it out of short. So Cloud9 have contained this, but they have to get the kills. There's one for Mitch. And can he keep this effort alive? The wall goes up to slow things down. Jonah on top of the wall, looking to find that fight, looking to find the advantage. There comes the swing, but Mitch, that's a key pickup. But unfortunately, Mitch is alone in this 1v3, and they know where he is. And they are very well prepared to deal with that.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this setup.
He's gonna just walk through or try to walk through his own smoke, but they know it. Oh, the mind game's here. There's no space to work with for Mitch.
No, and the worst part about that whole situation for Mitch is the wall is actually showing on the enemy team's radar. So
they're down a player, they have the best stats. It's just unbelievable.
So they're best in 5v5s and best in 4v5s is what you're telling me.
Yes.
These guys, and they get the most opening kills.
There you go.
Jeez,
It's
look at this B setup from Cloud9. They brought the army here, Dan. But only Jonah's here.
Yeah, that's the stem. They're going to run it down. Oh, the operator is actually quite a nice weapon for this spot. Oh! However, Jonah whiffs. And Cypher is going to try to capitalize, and they must know that they can get a 3A site here. Vanity has to hold on. There is a timing against Vanity here if they are able to capitalize. But at the same time, the guard trying to hold on to this flank, trying to slow the approach down, and they will get forced back. And the guard, they're not through. Vanity's delayed them in showers. The round could still reset. They're going for it.
Actually wild. Cloud9 used so much utility on that B push. They got nothing out of it, and now the spike will go down. But Brimmy has ult. They're going through the smoke though, Dan.
Oh my goodness, the stim. the stim to win, but the double coming out from Zeto on that Hunter's Fury makes a pivotal difference here. Net looking for possibly a timing. It's a 2 versus 4. He's got to take a big risk here. He might not just want to sit. He's got to pick a good timing to go for this push. He has a player with him in showers, and he finds a perfect timing. Takes down one. Zeta is low. Net is doing it. Orbital strike.
He's got it. He's got the defuse.
He goes for the hold, and it's going to be the clutch from Cloud9. The Red Bull clutch comes through. That hold, unbelievable. Nerves of steel, and they needed that, Sean. That's the 3rd round on the board for Cloud9.
Oh man, I can't believe it. The Red Bull clutch. Look at Leap in this guy's smoke. The orbital strike just a second too late. That's insane. The 3 rounds Cloud9 has right now, just, it seems like each one required a different miracle.
Man, it's just so beautiful when you see the plays coming together for both teams at the same time. Oh, that's like what the best games are made of. Really a treat watching this game right now between these two sides. And we get a big push towards Hookah now from the guard. This is a straight B setup. They're not defaulting. And oh, that's a fantastic pitch. A pick from Mitch. The controller is gone. One of the two.
Oh, the molly to force Saya out. They are retaking this Hookah control. It is theirs. This is the first clean round Cloud9 has had all game. But the answers come in.
And that's a 1v2.
It's winnable now. And he's 1 orb off of Seekers.
Oh, okay. It forces the ult. It is the last round. That's not just a respect against Trent thing. And he's down to 1 HP. And is there a way? That could have been the way there. Trent, both players are going to be playing in this pit. How does he deal with this? Spamming like he just did might be one of the answers. Trying to play the variance game here. The element of surprise doesn't work out so much. He's delaying here. It does suggest that he could be going the other way around, which could split the attention or the angles that each player covers in Hookah. And make his way through. This is so difficult. Trent, is there a way that's possible? Finds the first player, but Zeppa picks it up, and that is a 4-8 half for Cloud9. It was the most difficult of halves, but they have gained enough rounds to work with to make a close and gents to this epic showdown between Cloud9 and the Guard. Both teams look phenomenal throughout the groups, and they are finally facing one another. A really important matchup for the best seed, but also for the Guard to prove that they maybe are the #1 in North America, that there is an argument for that. And I think that they're proving that on the server right now.
Yeah, and unlike the Guard, actually, we have Brimmy. Mitch actually is separated from the team, so those stimmies are away. That kind of tells me this isn't going to be a fast strat out of Cloud9. They want Showers control. They're going to wait out a little bit of this Viper util and then send Zeppa in there.
Get a poke there on B long coming through from Trent. And his attention is occupied.
Yeah, this info is false info, though, Dan. Look at where Cloud9 is. They're coming right into him, and 4 Guard players are at A. But the rotate should be back in time.
And there's the spot. And that's going to convince the rotation out of the rest of the players for the Guard to come over. How much does Trent get? That's that first headshot. Takes down Vanity. That's a great kill to get one of the 2 controllers out of the picture here for Cloud9. But they've gained some space. They've gained ground and a spike plant for that death. Can they convert the 4v5 after plant with this setup? Well, it looks like the Guard are going to try to just go in straight away. And it's... Oh, they're actually getting a lot of frags back sight here. Mitch down by himself. That's a good frag to get, but there's just too much to handle. And it's a great retake coming through from the Guard out of spawn.
Wow. From Mitch's perspective, it looked like he could have shut the whole thing down, and it looked like it was going to go in Cloud9's favor. But those Guard players coming out of spawn won all their duels, and the fact that Mitch couldn't quickly shut down the other elbow player meant the demise of his teammates, unfortunately. And oof, Cloud9 up against the wall now, Dan. 9-4, and they're going to have to take an eco right now.
They are indeed going for that eco. And that's not what they wanted, of course, off of the first round of the second half. It's been a big uphill struggle. And the Guard pretty good at converting rounds like this. They're going to go for a fast hit through the A site. You've got that fault line getting sent all the way through behind the wall. And that's going to help the Showers push. Paint Shots clears out any of the close players and forces them all the way back.
Ooh, the Paint Shells push those people into the line of short A. That was really cool from C9, but Answered perfectly by the guard.
Yeah, that advantage in weapons really helping out. It's a great wall, though. You can see that it's creating some issues. Spike looking to go down here. Nice transfer from both Valorant and also SirePlayer with the judge to finish it off. And there it is. You know, 4 players surviving the guard. They have been the kings of the economy so far.
Yeah, they have never even had to question, you know, a purchase. Everything has always been available to them on all of these rounds. No hard decisions, economically speaking, for the guard. And that could all change now. Cloud9 actually needs to win this bonus, Dan. This is where the comeback could begin. But we haven't seen anything out of these guys yet. And the judge up on this wall. Doubling up long B. And also playing so far back on this A site. Look at the setup from the guard on A. This is just a full retake.
And both teams filling each other out a little bit with this one. And when that wall goes up straight away, a great counter is to remove the value of the wall by just waiting it out. And that's what's happened here. And we are actually pushing up behind the toxic screen, though. Leaf. Entry breach. All the way into U-Haul.
And the fact that Leaf has got this ground like this, Cloud9 is going to be in an awesome situation in this post plant, Dan. They're going to have so much utility to work with.
Yeah, that's such a crazy forward position, and we can talk about how he was able to get that in a moment. We have Net also, rather straight Fantasy, staying really far back, just catching any cross rotation, but there will be none. So that takes him out of the fight, meaning it's an effective 4 versus 4 on this retake effort. But what are they able to do here? This breach utility causing problems in delay for the guard as they look to get back in. And now that paint shell is trying to constrict them into one spot, pushing them all the way into this corner. And there come through with the judge from SirePlayer and Jonah P with the rifles as well, really making life difficult. Mitch, though, holding onto this short position. Cloud9 still creating problems. And the response is great. Not very much left here now. SirePlayer seeing if he can get some extra damage. Actually forcing out Mitch into the peak, but it's like that'll be all that can be gained here at the end for SirePlayer as Cloud9 pick up the round.
Wow. I can't believe that, you know, the guard got it that close. But what a hold by Cloud9 to hold on to that site, because the setup from that was insane how coordinated that retake was for them to get out of spawn and even make that a round. Like that was really wild to see. The guard is very well drilled on this map, despite having never played this comp before in a match.
And we're back into the action of the forward smoke and the punish again, but this time it's the guard falling afoul of the AWP pickup, and that deeper smoke, there's bigger smokes now since the patch, not working out.
You can see actually C9 reading that this is going to be a long B setup, right? They got the frag through the smoke, they encountered another player there. So maybe we should make this B hit go through hookah rather than long B. And that's the perfect read if you look at Cloud9 setup.
Again, 39% of the times the guard win these rounds. And they're down a player like this. Oh, that's going to split them up. Oh no, that's a terrible result for the guard. What a play coming out of Cloud9. What an orbital strike. Just such fantastic work. The Water tried to escape to get out of dodge, but they are very, very focused on Jonah P. They know Jonah P's isolated. There's no way out. The util there to force him into his death. Checkmate against Jonah P. And now Net and SirePlayer have very little to work with. SirePlayer is, of course, an incredible Valorant player, but that's not happening. A quad kill coming out of Zeppa to create the prime gaming flawless for Cloud9.
Okay, that was awesome, Dan. The orbital strike in the middle of long B when they recognized this setup. This is what I was saying. Cloud9 recognized the long B setup out of the guard. They go hookah, and look at this execute. This is a mid-game read. This isn't something you go over in a server a dozen times and iron it out. This is Cloud9 playing on the fly and using game sense. That was incredible how they just dismantled that setup.
And now it's back to the... Well, Showers is going to receive a lot of threat from both sides at the moment. There's even a setup to go through the TP coming through from the guard. They're going to go straight through the TP. Will it work out for them? Trying to set up with worse weapons, but using that util, combining for the push. And Cloud9, they know exactly what that means. The rest of the map is for free. They're going to wrap around short A, and they can go through the TP. It's totally free as they now march into that B site.
Wow, that's, again, so fast from Cloud9. They recognize what's going on. The shower TP pinch. They have to get out of there as quick as possible. There's so many people in that area of the map. So what do? They flash up short. They have to use utility to get to that TP. And once they're there, they can take a deep breath. They set up now, and everything should be so easy for the retake. They should be able to shut this down. And the scary part of the round is over for Cloud9.
The guard, though, they are going to want to do damage here. They don't have much in the way of weapons they're holding on to. So they're going to try to set up. Trent, very low HP. The only player on the flank is going to need someone to create noise so that he's able to get a free kill in Hookah. We'll see if that can happen as the rest of his team starts to make their way forward. And both guns were looking towards spawn for a moment. There was a window, but it won't happen here for the guard. Looking for damage. Net, can he find anything? No. Well done by Cloud9 to avoid any additional losses.
Yeah, Cloud9 is looking really good, man. They're answering back exactly like we would expect out of them. This is not a team that you're expecting to find down the way we've found them down in this game. They're the #1 team in North America right now in the power rankings. These teams are both undefeated. So I think we're about to see a punch back from Cloud9 in this half. But this round right here, there's a lot of good ults to play with. This is going to be an insane round.
There's still presence on showers, but they're actually going to use their wall on B long at the start of the round, and they're going to use that to kind of lean away most of their players. Showstopper comes through from Zephyr to clear out the showers position, get entry onto the site. There's nothing here. Absolutely nothing here. It's going to be a full retake. Orbital Strike comes through to slow things down.
The Trailblazer hits one in U-Haul out of spawn. Let's see, is there anything to stop this plant right now? Nothing. Plant goes down. We're in a 5-on-5 retake. Trent has the Seekers. They're likely going to use that to open up this site.
There they go, just like you said. And it's going to give them some info on these positions. And at the same time, a flank is underway from Jonah P. There should be more than enough attention. But Net getting that kill makes it less likely that they're going to look for this.
No.
And Jonah P picks up one. That's a second. Oh my goodness. Jonah P with 3. And there's nothing left here for Cloud9. They did their best, but it wasn't good enough. And that is a pivotal pickup for the guard.
What a flank from Jonah P. And a celebratory Viper Spit coming out of Net. Just the cherry on top. You know? 11-7. The guard answered back. And now Cloud9 find themselves in a situation where I think, you don't want to find yourself down 12-7, Dan. Put yourself against the wall against this team when they're on defense. I want to say Cloud9 needs this round.
Yeah, I totally agree. That was such a huge round. In terms of the ult economies, Cloud9 do have a Rolling Thunder and a Hunter's Fury to work with. So that is fantastic for playing retake. So see how they opt to use that.
There's 3 guard players on this B site. They wall off Garden. So you can see Cloud9 heard that. They immediately come up along B. They have to break this wall as quick as possible, because that creates confusion in the rotations. Whoa, what an ult combined with Zeppa. They knew.
So smart. Galaxy Brain plays 5 versus 4 advantage for Cloud9. At the same time, though, the spike, I think, was spotted, and the pick was made towards Market. Oh, the Rolling Thunder does go off there, but no one behind it. Oh, no. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. The guard stealing it away from Cloud9. Utter disaster.
Oh, stole it away, Dan, but some would say they had him right where they want him in that 4-on-5, you know?
Right, well,
best
there
in
you
the
go.
biz in the 4-on-5.
Keeping up those stats.
Keeping the stats up. They have to keep them up. They have to remain the best in those 4-on-5s.
Unreal. I don't think I've ever had that conversation before in my casting years of TAC FPS.
That's insane. And now Cloud9, their back's completely against the wall, 12-7. And Jonah gets some info. It's fault line, but the slow, the Sage roll, they're not going to get to him.
They're looking
They're
to
gonna go up 1B.
Yeah, they're looking to explode on this one. And they might hit a timing on this. Do they respect the smoke? It looks like they're starting to walk back out of B long now. So it looks like they will respect the smoke.
I think I've learned, Dan, that there's no such thing as a timing when Trent's on the other side of the utility.
That's very fair. And just, but look at the beautiful effort here, clearing U-Haul. They use the Aftershock to guarantee Jonah P is off the wall. They've sent in the following utility. They are crunching in onto this space, but still, Valorant picks up those 2 kills, and that's half of the push gone.
Yeah, and it's because that Sage just completely shut down one half of the hit, slowed Hookah so much that these long B players are all alone. Valen takes them apart, and now we're in a 1-on-5 at match point. The in-game leader's spamming, but he's found, and Trent's gonna find him, and that's the game, Dan. 13-7.